Hello guys and girls, Voices from the Dark here. Welcome back to more Valkyria Chronicles 4. In the last episodes, we completed the Battle of Fort Crest. We met Riley, apparently a childhood friend of several of members of the squad. And apparently there's a bit of a tenuous relationship with Claude, which I'm sure will develop as we go along. Now, we're gonna be doing the Liberation of Rain, where apparently we got a new headquarters to check out.
Wow, this is our new base? It's incredible!
Apparently these facilities can accommodate over 3,000 soldiers and 100 tanks. On top of that, they have enough food, fuel, and ammo to supply every squad on the front line.
Impressive.
More like a dream come true. If I didn't know better, I'd think we were still in Federation territory.
Guess the brass can get stuff done, when they actually try. What's the deal though? They got all these resources and we're still stuck with one busted-ass tank?
Excuse me? Our squad takes excellent care of the Hoffen.
I have to admit, this really puts the scope of our mission into perspective.
Hell yeah! With this much heat, the imps are gonna feel the burn.
No, we've barely seen the tip of the iceberg. Even all this might not be enough.
Oh, you think? Way to rain on our parade, Commander. Hey, who's that? They got some weird get-ups.
Oh, those are Navy uniforms. That's a surprise.
What are naval troops doing this far inland?
Well, I salute them for swimming all the way here. Whoa! Check out the ass on that one! I'd swab her deck.
If you're wondering what that sound was, that was the sound of my face hitting my palm. That's awful.
Hold up, Raz.
I'm just gonna say hi. Break the ice, you know?
He's hopeless.
I just hope he doesn't get into trouble.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah. Anyway, we still have some time before the meeting. I'm gonna go take a look around.
Let's do that. Oh, here we go. This is like the good old days, huh? We got EXP to train our soldiers. We got that DCT to buy some upgrades. Let's start by going to the command room.
So this is the command center. I guess our deployment's going to change depending on the demands of the mission. I'll need the right balance of combat specialties. I should go over the pros and cons of every one. First things first, I'll look over the squad as a whole.
Command room. Enter the command room to switch active squad mates and change their equipment. When you want to try out a new unit, select squad setup to access them. Optimize your squad by managing their combat classes and the squaddies each soldier likes. Okay, we're gonna spend a little bit of time here getting to know these people, because there are also people in our squad that we haven't placed yet, and there's a girl who wears a freaking iron helmet and blonde pigtails. So I feel like we have a couple of people we need to go through. Alright, let's start with the people currently in our party. They all have potentials, which can be either great or bad, as we've already seen. You can see that when Kai's near Raz, she does extra well because she has to protect him since he's so reckless. Meanwhile, people like Godwin doesn't like being around people because he's a lone wolf and that, you know, puts him off. And Riley gets experimental, which isn't always good. So let's see, Curtis, who is a scout, he has social anxiety. He gets tense around people that he's not well acquainted with, decreasing his defense. They have some very human traits in this one. He loves nature, he's a bit like Welkin, so being around nature makes his heart soar and brings about a boost in his defense. And he's a true friend, so having Laurent nearby encourages him, boosting his attack power. I just want to double check who Laurent is. Okay, that's this anime-looking dude, a Lancer. Good to know. Alright, Godwin. He's a scavenger, so when he touches a fallen enemy, he may loot ammunition from their body. Good, I guess we can resupply our grenades that way. He is a cynic though, so taking interception fire might lower his firing accuracy, which we saw when the Gatling turrets started aiming at him. He's a lone wolf, so having allies nearby is a distraction that causes a drop in evasion, which is good to know. We have Jester, who is a gamble, so he sometimes gambles on his shots, and sometimes that goes south, and his firing accuracy decreases. He does like women though, so having them around makes him want to look good, which increases his attack power. But he is in debtor hell, which means that taking multiple consecutive actions reminds him of his debt, lowering his defense. So that might not be great if we want to bring him behind enemy lines, where you usually have to spend several turns to get into position. He does like both Teresa and Connor though, which is good. Rosetta is a neat freak, so while hiding, they're constantly worried about getting dirty, which lowers their firing accuracy. They're fighting for ideals, which means they have a strong desire to realize personal ideals, increasing attack power, which I guess is just something that triggers randomly. They're a pacifist though, so they actually abhor violence, and they lose AP when they kill somebody. They like Nico. Let's look at Teresa. She's clumsy, so her aim just might decrease. She has a dissection obsession, which means that her attack power increases when she comes in contact with a fallen soldier, which is a little morbid. And she has a biology bias, which means that she has a total disinterest in inorganic matter, so when she's near tanks, her evasion is just gonna drop. She likes Jester, Millennia, and Connor, so she has quite a few friends, so she might be powerful, though the clumsy traits might make her a little risky. Nico is a klutz. Remembering to load ammo into her weapons sometimes completely slips her mind. Who are these people? Why are they on my squad? She's an early bird, so acting before anyone else increases her firing accuracy. Blind faith. She does rely on divine intervention to keep her from danger, which means that if she takes interception fire, her evasion goes down. I guess she's just praying that God is gonna take care of it. She likes Rosetta, so they like each other. They can be a good team. Raz, let's look at him. He has a competitive spirit, which means that discovering an enemy increasing his firing accuracy. That's why that's been happening. Reckless charge, if there are no allies nearby, his evasion goes down. He's just going in. He's invincible though, so when HP falls below half, his attack power, defense, and evasion increase. And he's a mad dog, so being around someone who doesn't like decreases his defense. He does like Claude, Kai, and Zyga though, so it's good to keep in mind. Speaking of Zyga, he has a Darkson bond. Having brethren close by to protect stirs enhanced defensive capabilities. Yeah, so as you can see, both Raz and Zyga share the blue tinge to the hair and the eye color, which means that they are of the Darkson race, which lore-wise is quite significant. I won't necessarily... We learn a lot in the first Valkyria Chronicles game about the Darkson and their history. This is happening at the same time. It's a parallel storyline, so I won't go into the spoilers at the end of the first game, so we'll just go along with it and see where it takes us. He's over-enthusiastic, so he might get carried away and decrease his evasion. He's also very dependent on Raz, so when he can't see him, he loses confidence, which lowers his attack power and evasion. However, having Raz around makes him want to look good, which increases his attack power and evasion. So they're, you know, they're two peas in a pod. We have Scott. It's like generic medieval monk with that haircut. He's a camp defender, so he's bent on protecting camps by sheer force of will. So he's gonna evade attacks in a camp. Gun maintenance, he's good at that, so his accuracy might increase. He does need direction though, so when there are no allies around, he doesn't know what he should do, and that just lowers his defense. He has a fatal uncertainty, which means that when he fails to defeat an enemy, he stays locked in place, frozen up and unable to move. Oh boy. I think that might mean his AP goes to 0 if he's out in the open and fire. Ooh, it's a little dangerous. Let's talk about Viola. She's a berserker, so when she falls below half HP, her battle instincts kick in, which is gonna increase her AP. She's aggressive, so having many enemies in the vicinity actually causes her defense to increase. She does have authority issues though, so being around a leader puts her in a bad mood, lowering her attack power and accuracy. And she's a Darkson discriminator, so even just being around Darksons sours her temper, leading to a decrease in defense. She's interesting. I definitely think sending in Viola by herself to sort of even the odds is gonna be great. She only really likes Jean as well. Emmy, she's a penny pincher, which means that sometimes her stingy nature keeps her from completely using up her bullets. foul play. If she succeeds at a sneak attack, her attack power will increase. She is panicky though, so charging into enemy fire will decrease her evasion. Oh boy. I mean, if somebody's aiming a gun at you and firing, I get that. So, Lawrence, he's awkward with girls. Being near women triggers a constitutional nervousness so powerful it lowers evasion. When they were sitting down to make the traits for this game, they were like, how can we make these guys more relatable? He has a chance of recovering HP after attacking, thanks to his training. He's an Empire hater, so his hatred of the Empire makes him tense up in battle, and that might lower his accuracy. He's a true friend to Curtis, so having Curtis nearby encourages him, boosting his anti-tank attack power. He also likes Aladdin, it's a great movie. Kegel, he has veteran skills. He has a set chance of dealing increased damage when attacking an enemy's weak spot, which is great. Though he's a Lancer, so I guess that would mean deal more damage to the tank, but if you're attacking the weak spot, wouldn't that one... Regardless. He's a self-made soldier, so when his HP falls below half, his anti-tank power actually increases, which is cool. He's an old grump though, so when allied units are nearby, he gets distracted lecturing them, so his evasion will go down. And apparently approaching a fallen ally reminds him of his son, which lowers his AP. Ooh, right in the feels there. He likes Ryan and Jimmy. I was about to say, who the frick is Jimmy? This is Jimmy. Looks like a Jimmy, too. The red shirt's Risk. Faces deadly odds with a certain reckless bravery. Having enemies nearby increases his attack power. He can get the family photo potential, which can trigger and which is going to increase his evasion because he'll be thinking about his family. And discovering an enemy actually decreases his defense, the opposite of what Raz does. And when he misses an enemy's weak spot, he will sometimes leave them alive, even if he could have killed them. Oh wow. That's interesting. Well, he's a Lancer though, so it's interesting. We'll see how that plays out. He does like Kegel. Jean, she's brawny. Her muscular frame and strong constitution lets her shrug off attacks, raising her defense, which is wonderful. She's a little sloppy though, so she does have a chance of losing ammunition after battle. And she has a husband at home, so being near allies makes her mind wander to a loved one back home, causing her accuracy to decrease. She likes Viola and Ferrier. Hey, Brittany! She's clumsy, so Ray might decrease. So, we've seen the clumsy trait 2 times now, so most of these are unique, but a couple are repeated. She has a mother's strength, which means that taking interception fire actually increases her accuracy and evasion. That's nice. Because a lot of tanks, they're going to fire at you as you're moving up, so we could actually abuse that a little bit. Take a little bit of fire, get some extra accuracy, and really hit the back. Not too shabby. She's done with men though, so being near men triggers a constitutional loathing so powerful it lowers accuracy. And I guess she has magic makeup, which might restore her HP? Sure, whatever. She likes Millennia. Whoever that might be. Do we have Millennia here? No, she's on the other side there. That's a scout. Owlard, he's a tank freak, so being near tanks is going to increase his defense. And he has a one-track mind, so seeing that an ally tank gets destroyed will actually lower his accuracy and evasion as his mind wanders to repairs. He has a fixation, which means that he takes a little too much joy in his work, and he'll actually decrease his AP when he repairs a tank. That's great. Here's Rebecca, who we briefly played as. She's a conservationist. Boy. She would rather hold on to her Ragnade than use it on only a lightly wounded ally, so... yeah, well, it's okay, it's not too bad. She's independent, so having no allies nearby lets them calm down and increasing their defense. Which is a little interesting for an engineer who's good with people. Regret. Rescuing fallen allies reminds her of past failures, rendering her incapable of further action. Okay, so she's not the one we want to send out when we got bloody bodies on the floor. She's composed though, so taking interception fire might actually raise her firing accuracy. Hey Kai, or Lena. She has the Deadeye trait, which means that she might increase her firing accuracy and attack power. She has the Empty Stomach trait, which means that when her AP falls below half, her hunger pangs kick in, gradually lowering her HP, which I like. And as we saw, she's a Fool's Protector. Her attack power increases when she's near Raz. She likes Riley and Raz. Here's Saitama, also known as Aladdin. He has a shiny head, which means that his glinting head gives his position away, decreasing his evasion. He just polished it a bit too much that morning, so I guess, you know, when When the enemies are watching it through a sniper scope, they just see a zing, zing. I think that's my favorite trait so far, that's great. He's a chivalrous man, so being near women makes him want to look good, increasing his defense. He's self-centered though, and he expects to be the center of enemy attention, decreasing his evasion after taking interception fire. Interesting. Okay, he likes Niche and Laurent. Let's talk about Niche. She has stage fright, so being sighted by multiple enemies puts her on the spot, making her too afraid to move. She admires Fleurette actually, so having her around makes her want to look good, increasing her evasion. She's timid, so her negativity lowers her accuracy. And she has a calming ritual. Crouching helps her calm down, increasing her defense. Aw, that's kinda nice. She likes Aladdin. Hey, Riley! That's right, we have another class. I was like, snipers, we're done then. Nope. Riley's a grenadier, and she's also an inventor, so she has a set probability of getting an extra round of ammunition, as we saw. However, she does have that battlefield experimentation going on, so she might occasionally lower her firing accuracy when she's gonna do some trial and error stuff. And she has a pyrophobia, which means that mortar rounds landing near her trigger traumatic flashbacks, lowering her attack power. Ooh. Might have something to do with the past. Kinda have a feeling. She likes Kai. Not Raz too much, which is interesting. Okay, let's have a look at the new recruits. We have Millennia, who has medical knowledge, which increases her effectiveness of Ragnate, wonderful. Own pace, AP falling below half causes her evasion to decrease. Visions of him, being near a man reminds her of her husband, lowering her AP. And she's dedicated, so taking repeated action increases her firing accuracy. Ooh. AP falling below causes her evasion to decrease. Okay. She might be good for running behind enemy lines, actually. She likes Teresa and Brittany. Here's Ryan. He has sugar withdrawal problems, so when his AP falls below half, he starts to lose focus, lowering his accuracy. He has a war-torn life, so he might increase evasion. He's also independent, so he likes being by himself, increases defense, and he likes Kegel. Fleurette. She's into close combat, which means that her attack power goes up when fighting in close quarters. She has a code of honor though, which means that she disdains surprise attacks and sees them as cowardly, so she won't perform them. She also doesn't like guns, which is a shame because you're carrying a pretty heavy machine gun here. She can't bring herself to practice with firearms, which greatly decreases her accuracy with them. She's a daredevil though, so innate combat instincts might awaken when surrounded by several enemies, which grants her enhanced defense. Here's Farrier. She has an iron mask on her head, and it prevents her from receiving critical hits on counterattacks. She has poor visibility, which means that seeing out of the iron mask is difficult and will actually lower her accuracy. However, taking interception fire might actually raise her defense, which is nice, and she's an introvert, so being under the eyes of many enemies makes her anxious, lowering her defense. She likes Jean. Finally, Connor, the latest grenadier. Immersion writing. When his HP falls below half, he feels the thrill of creative perspective. Accuracy and defense decrease. That's good. He's an unpopular author though. The only thing worse than a writer's block is criticism. When his AP falls below half, his defense decreases. And he has poor logic, which means that occasionally his anti-tank attack power will decrease, though he insists it's all for the sake of war experience. Okay, I think I might actually bring Connor aboard.
I can write about this.
Could be fun to have another grenadier at the ready. I'd want to put somebody away though. I really want to get freaking Metalhead Girl over here on our team. So I think I want to get rid of Emmy. Emmy wasn't particularly impressive, was she? I think I'll remove Emmy.
Easier that way.
And...
All right.
Wonderful, Farrier. We're gonna have a great time. Okay, there we go. Let's go look at the equipment. Change equipment by issuing combat gear to infantry and installing parts onto tanks. Customize the loadout of soldiers and vehicles to suit your strategy. Alright, I just might do that. Claude, we got some new stuff. Standard issue military hats and bullets made with armor piercing capabilities. Alright, so this gives us some extra HP. This is extra aim and armor. Cool. I'm not sure if that would actually work on the tank itself. I might want to use it on somebody I know, like Raz. Raz deserves some extra armor-piercing bullets, I'd say. Yeah, let's give him that. He did well. Now who's gonna get the cap? Somebody who might be a little squishy. I'll give it to Kai. We know we're gonna have her on the field, so might as well. Okay, we don't have any new parts right now, but we could probably change the decal. This is the Ranger emblem that we have right now, which gives a +3 accuracy. We have the Cherub for the Edinburgh Navy, which is +50 resistance. The Bakery for +5 HP and +3 def. Cygnus for +5 HP and +5 AP. The Royal Flush for +5 HP and +30 resistance. The Learner's Permits for +10 defense. And the Gallian Crest for +5 AP and defense. I would like to... I kind of want the AP. I want the Gallian Crest here. Come on. We'll start out the tank using the Gallian Crest, I think. Wonderful.
That should do it for now. Preparation's a vital part of any battle. I get the feeling I'll be spending a lot of time in here.
Most likely. Okay. That's the squad all set up. Let's go training.
There you are, Claude. I've been charged with Squad E's training. As ranking lieutenant, I'll be giving strict instruction to each combat class. The experience you gain in the field goes towards refining our abilities. I want to see growth from all combat classes.
You got it.
Each time a class makes a breakthrough, every squad member of that class will show improvement.
Training field. Spend EXP at the training field to level up the different classes. Leveling up a class will strengthen all the squad members of that class. Using XP to maintain a training routine will help Squad E be all that they can be. So it's the same...
Now show me what you're made of.
Alright, it's the same as in the previous game where we distribute the experience we get from battle into the different classes, which I really like. So I think we're gonna start by trying to level up everybody here, which is gonna unlock some new goodies for us. Might as well start out just getting everybody up there a little bit. Confirm that.
Just do it! Push those limits!
Heck yeah! Da-da-da-done!
You've leveled up, so to speak. Good work.
You've leveled up, so to speak. That's not really something you say to somebody like they come in from the gym looking good. You're like, wow, you level up, man?
Look at that! The Lancers have awakened to a new potential.
Hey, that's wonderful.
Your troops have crossed a threshold today. You're cleared to learn a new order.
Ooh. You've learned Evade Boost. This order raises one ally's evasion. Nice. Okay, so we only have enough to upgrade maybe 2 classes now, so I would want... Let's do the Engineers just so we can get that new order. And then I think I want to go and upgrade the Scouts a little bit. Yeah, that's good.
Come now, is that the best you can do?
Level up. Yeah.
You've leveled up, so to speak. Good work.
Thanks.
Your troops have crossed a threshold today. You're cleared to learn a new order.
Hey, what is it this time? You learn Healing Request. This order restores a set amount of one ally's HP. So orders are pretty cool. I think Minerva's gonna talk about them now.
You've proven you have what it takes. Try taking those lessons to the battlefield, and come back when you're ready. Ah yes, let me tell you about potentials and orders. When combat classes rise in level, sometimes the soldiers show new potentials, or you might gain access to new orders. You could say potentials show your soldiers' traits and tendencies, or at least how they manifest in battle. Orders are commands that you alone can issue in combat, either to individual soldiers or your squad as a whole. The thing about orders, actually, maybe you'd learn better through practice.
Order learned. Defense boost.
Use your orders judiciously and you can tip the scales. Watch the flow of battle and command with discretion. That's all from me. I expect nothing but the best out of you and Squad E.
Can count on us. Alright, we'll come back here when we have some more experience to level them up. Okay, final thing. Let's go check out the R&D facility.
Whoa, Claude! Look at all these weapon parts! Perks of working in a Federation forward operating base, huh? We can develop new weapons here. If there's anything you ever want to upgrade, just give me a holler. Tank armaments, infantry weapons, anything. We'll build all kinds of new weapons and make our team even stronger.
Miles seems fairly happy about the R&D facility. Research and develop armaments for infantry and tanks by spending DCT. New armaments unlock as the game progresses, so check into R&D often. Alright, equipment. Develop equipment to forge new weapons and armor for infantry units. Rifles, machine guns, grenades, and other weapons are mass-produced, so once it's developed, all units can then equip it. Upgrades like firepower or accuracy boosts will automatically be applied to soldiers equipping those weapons. Okay, so we can get a standard boost to our Lenfield rifle. It's gonna increase the aim a little bit, and the power. I'll take that.
Wow, a masterpiece! Almost seems like a shame to use it.
Alright, let's get a little boost to the machine gun, the Robinson.
Whoa, it turned out great! Hey, let me snap a quick picture before you run off with it.
The anti-tank lance we can't upgrade. Okay. However, we can actually upgrade the suits. I believe most of the units will be wearing the standard suits in combat. And then the shock troopers wear the combat suits, and then I think the lancers have the blast suits. So let's see if we can get a little upgrade to the uniforms here. Spend that money.
Wow, a masterpiece! Almost seems like a shame to use it.
Yeah. Another armor upgrade, huh? Well, we'll get that for the combat suits.
All done, Claude. What do you think? Cool, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be great. I'm sure it's gonna look exactly the same. And a blast suit upgrade.
All done, Claude. What do you think? Cool, right?
Yes. You did well. Okay, let's try to develop some tank parts. And talk about tank parts, let's develop them to enhance our vehicles and create optional parts. Weapon and body enhancements focus on the cannon and the armor strength, and all those enhancements stack. Treads and other and attack support allow you to develop new optional tank parts. Optional parts take effect once equipped on the vehicle, so outfit your tank to fit the situation. Okay, so we could either now increase... We can't afford both of these, so either more body HP or we improve our shells. And I think that's a clear winner right there.
Whoa, it turned out great!
No, you're getting way too excited looking at the snout of that tank. We could also get a bulletproof visor to increase the accuracy, which I think we're gonna do. This is an optional piece.
Whoa.
And we're gonna be placing that inside of it. Each optional part has a size associated with it, such as 2x1. Vehicles have a limited amount of space, so keep part size and placement in mind. So, we'll have to place this somewhere inside. It's a bit like playing Tetris after a while, once you get oddly shaped pieces. Okay. That's a bit of an upgrade. I think I'm happy with that.
Kind of exciting, isn't it? Once we're ready, let's come back and make something to strike fear into the Empire.
Definitely. We'll be back here. Okay. R&D facility has been added. Headquarters! Training in R&D require EXP and DCT for upgrades and weapon development. Visit HQ after gaining XP in combat and to prepare for upcoming battles. Access headquarters from the book mode tab or press Y to reach the menu. Skirmishes have been added. Skirmishes! Skirmishes are battles that can be waged at any time for EXP and DCT. New maps appear as you progress in the story, so use skirmishes to train when main battles become too tough. Access skirmishes from the book mode tab or press Y to reach the menu. Squad mates killed in action become unavailable in the main story. If they die in a skirmish, they're gone. Same with the main story. If a character actually dies and not just downed and then just never recovered, permadeath. Mess hall has been added. The private quarters have been added. A new skirmish have been added. Personnel has been updated. Weaponry has been updated. The glossary has been updated, and news articles have been updated. Thank you. They're bombarding you with stuff early on in the game. But I think we made it through. We've gotten an introduction to the headquarters. We're starting to get where this is going. And I think we're ready to move on and start learning about what Chapter 2, The Liberation of Rain, is gonna be all about. Now we also did just unlock skirmishes, which is fun, because they're just battles. You go in, you play, you have fun. No strings attached, no story, no cutscenes to stop the action, just you, strategy, and a lot of fun. So, I think we're gonna start the next episode by delving into this skirmish right here. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. I know a lot of time spent at the headquarters, but it's important to get that base set up, and now we have more of an understanding of who we're dealing with. So, have a still good day, take care, and whenever... Okay, I'm just gonna declare this right now. Whenever I move my controller at all, as in just like put it down on my lap, you'll hear a disconnect sound and the symbols will change and everything will... Did I should see a triangle for a second? Why did it change to a Y? I'm using a P... It's buggy. It's gonna happen. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Just so you know. Have a still good day. Take care and stay awesome. But most importantly, everybody, stay dark. Goodbye.